Dr. Klepper, thank you very much for talking to us today. As one of the world's leading experts in the ketogenic diet, and especially GLUT1, where do you think the diet needs to be insofar as giving treatment out to children with intractable epilepsy? Do you think it should be after 2 meds, 3 meds? Where along the lines do you think physicians should be offering this treatment?
Right. Well, if you look at the past, the ketogenic diet unfortunately always was one of the last resorts, last lines of treatment after multiple anticonvulsants, 6 or 7, even 10, and then people were allowed to do the ketogenic diet. I think this has changed and this needs to change. I would think that the definition of intractable epilepsy, which is, or drug-resistant epilepsy that is that you have 2 or more anticonvulsants that have been used in a proper manner, and if they fail, then you can think about the ketogenic diet. I would think that this is a guideline I would go along with. So if 2 anticonvulsants fail, you should then consider the ketogenic diet as an alternative treatment. The reason also is that there's enough evidence that once 2 anticonvulsants have failed, the chance of a 3rd or 4th anticonvulsant to really help the child are pretty low, and at that stage then the ketogenic diet's chances are just equivalent.
Dr. Donald Shields, who runs a paediatric epilepsy clinic at UCLA, said that if there was a big drug company that made money off the diet, it would be much more popular. How would you respond to that?
I'm not quite sure. There are drug companies that do make money with the ketogenic diet. They don't earn a lot of money, but they push it and they provide ketogenic items. I don't think this is all of the story. I think it's only part of the story. I think it's even more important that you have the medical community and inform the doctors, the medical societies, get standards of treatment, get evidence-based medicine, which means that you have studies which are randomized, which can fulfill the criteria of evidence-based medicine, and then on that basis, including the sort of basic science studies on the ketogenic diet. And if you take all that together, I think it's just important as having support from the pharmaceutical industry.
Do you think that's what's been sort of attributed to the medical resistance to use the diet, is that they say there's not enough evidence or not enough trials?
Yeah, sure. Partly that is the case, and then you need more information, of course. So you need the scientific basis for the ketogenic diet, understanding the mechanism, showing the efficiency of the ketogenic diet in children, and then you also need to inform the medical community about the potential of the ketogenic diet. And I think this has tremendously improved over the last years.
With the GLUT1 patients, which is where you're world renowned for, with treating these patients and obviously being an expert in this field, I noticed from your slide this afternoon that you presented is that you seem to have a higher concentration of patients in Germany, where you're based. Is this because you have better diagnostic skills there? You're more aware of it? No. You're there.
It's clearly a bias. It's clearly a bias because I'm located in Germany, obviously, and I've spread the news about look at the CSF glucose, and if it's low, check for GLUT1 deficiency syndrome. We have the same experience in other parts of Europe when you look at Holland or Belgium, which have increased. If you look at the UK, they have 8 or 9 patients now within the past 5 years. And what really been an eye-opener for me was Japan. Japan didn't know anything about the GLUT1 deficiency. And I went there in the year 2000, gave my first presentation there, and people were very interested. And when I came back in the year 2005, I gave another presentation, and they already had 3 patients. They now identified 10 patients in Japan within the past 2 years. So these patients are around. It's just the awareness of people looking for it.
Well, that's good. At least there's less and less slipping through the net.
Right.
Where would you like to see the future of the diet go?
Well, first of all, I think that you should differentiate between the diet for epilepsy, for intractable epilepsy, and the diet for non-epileptic indications like GLUT1 deficiency syndrome. If you look at the diet for epilepsy, I would like to see the ketogenic diet at the same, to be an option at the same level as anticonvulsant drugs, if you have a drug-resistant epilepsy, definitely. I wouldn't go so far to say it's the first-line treatment in drug-resistant epilepsy. I think it should be side to side, and it should be offered to any child where drugs don't help. In terms of GLUT1 deficiency, it's already the first treatment of choice, and it'll stay there. Same with PDH deficiency. And maybe there are further options like using the diet as a neuroprotective treatment in degenerative neurological disease like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, ALS, and there are studies on their way now to look into that.
What do we need to do to the Charlie Foundation, Matthew's friends, as outsiders? What can we do to aid and assist our professionals to get that word out there? What else needs to be done in order to spread the word and get this treatment more readily available?
You're doing a lot. You're supporting congresses, international congresses where experts can meet, where you put the results down in medical journals, where you can discuss things and bring forward the idea of the ketogenic diet on a scientific way. You can provide grants for basic research or clinical research, because this is always difficult to if you consider the ketogenic diet being an outsider treatment, then it will be difficult to get grants. So if parents' support will provide money for research, that's always very helpful. Then of course you can provide the communication network, provide the homepage as you do, offer the links to respectable internet websites about the ketogenic diet, not the rubbish ones, and to sort of be a harbor for the parents that start the ketogenic diet or have heard anything about the ketogenic diet and now want to see what's it all about, where's the expert living nearby, where can I chat to other people, where get I recipes from. So here the parent supports group have a tremendous impact. And of course, you started our interview saying that world expert and we know a lot about the ketogenic diet. That's true, but you teach us a lot about the ketogenic diet too. Because we know the medical background, we know the medicine, but you know your children. And so the ball bounces back once you tell us where your demands are, where the feedback you can get from parents, what they need, like easily available ketogenic food, like maybe a retreat organized or an international or national meeting of all the children suffering from intractable epilepsy or GLUT1 deficiency or being treated with a ketogenic diet. Things like that, that's very useful for us.
Dr. Klepper, thank you very much for your time.
Most welcome. Thank you very much.
That's it.